That's when two actors establish the reality that they're working from, their relationship, what they're going to be doing, and where they are. And you know where you are right now. More importantly, you know the parts that you're going to play. You're making promises today to love one another, to stick with one another in good times and bad. You have before you a solid platform that is being established right now. Good improvisers remember that they already have everything they need for their scene. You also have been thoroughly prepared for this life that you're going to share together. You have all the love required. You have the patience required. You have the joy required already with you. That's mist from the falls, not rain. That said, I won't go slow with this reflection. If there's a moment, and sometimes improvisers feel this way, where they're on stage and they think that they don't have the thing, you can decide in that moment to have what you need. Every couple goes through a stage, and it's hard to imagine today, but you will go through a stage where you feel like the love isn't there. And in that moment, you get to create the reality, and you can choose to make the love be there. You can choose to love your partner in that moment. And because you're good improvisers, and you don't know how good you are yet, Katie, in that moment, you will say yes when the other chooses to love, and you will add to that your own love. Even the best sometimes on stage sometimes feel lost and clueless as to what's going to happen next. In those moments, our teachers tell us some very solid things that we can do, and they work even better in relationships than they do on stage. When you feel lost, make eye contact. Touch one another. Be honest and state your feelings. When you do those things, the right words, the right actions are going to come. You're building from a solid platform, and frankly, people don't go to improv shows to hear people talk about improv, and people don't come to weddings to hear people talk about marriage. They come to see it happen. So you know what the platform is. The time has come to establish it with this very important scene. Theresa and Katie, since it is in fact your intention to marry, I'm going to ask you to take one another's right hand, and with your promises, bind yourselves to one another. Don't start with the vows yet. I'll get you a microphone. Katie gets to go first.
Theresa, you have made my life better in an infinite number of ways. Each adventure we go on brings a new way in which I love you. I can only imagine that marriage will be no different. Our road has had some bumps, like breaking my car in the smallest town South Carolina has, miles and hours away from anyone we knew. I was reminded then that we could handle anything. anything that came our way. Broken crank sensors and everything. I'm on the right path. I've never been more certain of anything in my life. I cannot think of a better person to share the rest of my life with than you. I, Katie, take you, Theresa, to be my partner, best friend, and wife, loving everything I know of you and trusting anything I do not yet know. I anticipate the chance to grow together, getting to know the person you will become, and falling in love a little more each and every day. I promise to love and cherish you through whatever and wherever life may bring us. Through sickness and health, through good times and bad, I will love you always and forever.
Katie, since my first lame comment about juggling, we have built ourselves an amazing adventure. After that conversation, before I had ever even been in your presence, I felt a strong pull towards you. A few days after that first encounter, we talked again, this time about music that you enjoyed. What you don't know is that I spent less than 10 minutes listening to 3 songs from 2 bands before I went scrambling to complete the thoughts in my head. Somehow, the idea of even waiting another 10 minutes so I could have a more legitimate conversation with you was not worth the risk of spending another 10 minutes with my life without you. I knew I loved you the moment we both saw that play tunnel designed for children out of the corner of our eyes, and you lunged for it, getting there first and making me play the adult. For the first time, I was beaten at my own game of refusing to grow up. Today, I get to ask you to refuse to grow up with me forever. I, Theresa, take you, Katie, to be my wife, my constant playmate, and my love from this day forward. In the presence of our friends and family, I offer you my solemn vow to be your faithful partner, in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, in Mountain Dew shortages, and on the tops of mountains. I promise to love you unconditionally, to honor and respect you, to laugh with you and cry with you and make you laugh even when you're angry and you really don't want to. As long as we both shall live. You shall be my squishy, my love, in your life, today and always.
What do you bring as a sign of your promise? This ring I give you.
This ring I give you as a sign of our constant faith and abiding love.
This ring I give you as a sign of our constant faith and abiding love.
We are gathered here coming from a number of different faith traditions, and some of us have no faith tradition, but we all want to extend the best of all we are to this couple. So in this next moment, we will remain silent for a few moments. If you are the praying type, you may pray silently for them. If not, you may send good thoughts. You may offer your blessings in the way that seems fit for you. Let us be silent and offer our blessings to Theresa and Katie. Before God and in the presence of this congregation, Theresa and Katie have made solemn vows to one another. They have confirmed their promises by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. Therefore, I am happy to proclaim that they are now one married couple. You may kiss.